just generally in your field work, did you encounter any big difficulties or dangers?
I guess the dangers, I'm a danger to myself. That's the real danger when you do field work, to be a danger to yourself, because there is it's always surprising to me when you speak about anthropology to your friends or your students, and there's such a stereotypical image of anthropology. Usually they don't know what it is, or they think you are, digging graves, and even your parents usually don't understand what you do. But there is something very exciting in fieldwork. And doing fieldwork can also be very dangerous because it's a very schizophrenic. It can be, especially when you do fieldwork abroad and you experience what they call the cultural shock, and you're alone in the field. And also, partial observation, as the method of anthropology, gives you this chance, but also the danger, but also the danger to play with your identity. Because in the field, somehow, you can be someone else. You can, for a time span of 1 year or 2 years, you can play with your identity very much. So you can become, or at least you think you are, although you are not. But you think you can become black among blacks, you can become Jewish among Jews, you can become gay with gays, etc. And so somehow the danger is to lose yourself in a very schizophrenic situation. So I started with a joke as the danger of fieldwork, but it's not a bad joke. You can lose yourself in the intensity of religion. You can lose yourself in many situations in the field. But of course, you also experience non-internal danger. You can experience danger, There's this book published 10 years ago called Surviving Fieldwork. I think it was published in 1990. And about all the things, all the risks you can face when doing fieldwork, from, hurricane, malaria, to being raped in the field. And interestingly, having conducted fieldwork in Africa and in Asia, I faced different issues. In Africa, clearly, and especially in the region where I conducted fieldwork in Guinea, the burden of post-colonialism is so strong that your whiteness is clearly a source of potential danger, and especially you find yourself willing to be very intimate with people, very close to people, because that's what we do when we do anthropology. But on the other hand, you know that they always put you in the category of the white with this colonial legacy, and you will never get out of it. That's for sure. So obviously, as a white, but that's something you can experience in many fields. Is that people don't like you, they will play with you, they will abuse of you, they will try to get advantage, manipulate you. That's things. That's what I realized in fieldwork, is that instead of this epistemology of control that anthropologists teach at in research methods class, we are not in control in the field. We have very little control. It's more like an epistemology of vulnerability. You are very vulnerable in the field, and you think that you are testing people, but then people test you. You think that you are the one asking questions, but they use you for the sake of their own advantage. And I'm not being paranoid when I say that. It's just like the very empirical reality of fieldwork. They test you, they detest you, they hate you, they love you, so you go through all these phases. And my first experience, like in my early 20s in Africa, was really, especially if you're not that aware of the issues of colonialism and power in contemporary Africa, you can face a very difficult situation. More recently in Laos, I experienced a maybe less danger with myself because you get used also to exposing yourself and to other cultural environments. But in that recent research in Laos, I faced how it's so difficult to work with local administration. And as an anthropologist, you can be really used by local administration, and they can really take advantage of your presence there to gain legitimacy. And so my conclusion would be that the danger is really that usually you plunge into an environment, you come and a field of power you are not part of, and you don't know, you don't exactly know where you are. You don't know how meeting this person will lead you to meet another person and then another person, and then you stay in a very specific area, a very specific network of relationship. And so it's very difficult to be reflexive on your positionality in the field. That's a danger, besides the danger of losing yourself in the field, losing your mind.
Well, unfortunately, we run out of time, so thanks very much for
Thank you very much.
So
I hope I was clear enough.
Yeah.
Thank you.